6 toes on every foot, a dog that sings instead of barking, a dog the Aztecs believed could guide your soul, and one who sold for nearly $2 million. 10 of the strangest dog breeds, and number 1 is the weirdest of them all. Number 10. The Saluki. Possibly the oldest dog breed on Earth. Salukis have hunted alongside humans for over 5,000 years, and to the ancient Egyptians, they were sacred. They can reach nearly 43 miles an hour, running down gazelle. But bred to hunt miles from any handler, the Saluki makes its own decisions. It hears your command, understands it perfectly, and then decides whether it's worth doing. Number 9. The Bedlington Terrier. The dog that looks like a lamb, but behind that fleecy face is one of the toughest dogs alive, with a fitting motto: the head of a lamb, and the heart of a lion. Bedlingtons are fast as a whippet, swim like otters, and were bred to hunt rats in coal mines and badgers deep in their burrows. A lamb on the outside, a lion underneath. Number 8. The Basenji. The dog that physically cannot bark. Its voice box is shaped differently, so instead of barking, it makes an eerie yodel its owners call a burrow. One of the oldest breeds on Earth, appearing in ancient Egyptian art. It grooms itself like a cat and barely sheds. But that silence is deceptive. Basenjis are escape artists with a sky-high prey drive, famously impossible to train. Quiet, yes. Easy, never. Number 7. The Peking is the sacred dog of Chinese emperors. Bred to resemble a tiny lion, the guardian of Buddhist mythology, it was considered semi-divine, and only the imperial family could own one. Commoners had to bow as it passed. The smallest were called sleeve dogs, and were carried inside the emperor's silk robes, living on cushions, attended by servants, and stealing one was a crime punishable by death. Number 6. The Tibetan Mastiff. A giant bred to fight wolves, bears, and snow leopards alone, in the dark, guarding Himalayan monasteries for over 3,000 years. Emperors called them heavenly lions. They weigh up to 150 pounds, with a lion-like mane that shielded their throats from wolf bites. And in 2014, a single red puppy sold in China for nearly $2 million, the most ever paid for a dog. Number 5. The Thai Ridgeback. Look closely at its back. There's a stripe of hair growing the wrong way, in the opposite direction to the rest of its coat. It's one of only 3 breeds on Earth with this ridge. An ancient, primitive dog, agile enough to climb fences like a cat, and it often has a blue-black spotted tongue. Fiercely independent, and fiercely loyal to the family it trusts. Number 4. The Puli. Yes, there's a real dog under there. That corded coat forms naturally, like dreadlocks, and the dog grows them on its own as it matures. The coat is nearly waterproof. It traps so much air that the Puli can actually float, which is why Hungarian shepherds use them to herd sheep across rivers. Underneath all that hair is a 1,000-year-old herding dog so quick, agile, and clever that shepherds once paid a full year's salary for a single one. They're famous for a bouncing run, turning on a dime, and even leaping over the backs of the sheep they herd. Number 3. The Xolo. At over 3,000 years old, it's one of the most ancient dog breeds on Earth, and it was sacred to the Aztecs, who named it after their god of fire and lightning and the guide of the dead. They believed this hairless dog could lead the souls of the departed through the dangers of the underworld to their final rest. The Aztecs thought they could even ward off evil spirits and disease from the home. The breed nearly vanished until Mexico recognized it as a national treasure and fought to bring it back. Number 2. The New Guinea Singing Dog. It doesn't bark, it sings, a haunting, yodel-like howl that scientists describe as a wolf howl crossed with whale song. When one starts, others join in at different pitches, an actual harmonized chorus. They climb trees like cats, and for 50 years were thought extinct in the wild, until explorers rediscovered them, still singing in the remote mountains of New Guinea. A living echo of the very first dogs. And number 1. One of the strangest dogs alive. The Norwegian Lundehund. It has 6 fully working toes on every foot. It can bend its head all the way back to touch its own spine. It can fold its ears completely shut. And it can splay its front legs flat out to the sides. Every trait evolved for one job: climbing sheer sea cliffs to pull live puffins from the rocks. After disease nearly wiped it out, the entire breed survived through just a handful of dogs. 6 toes. A near extinction. One unbelievable dog.